video for the week of Monday, August 29th through Sunday, September 4th, 2022. So for this week's Empowered Moments video, we're going to be doing something just a little bit different. Normally I use some tarot deck for the main message for everyone, but I was guided to use a divination deck for the main message for everyone, and then that same divination deck is going to be used for your special message card depending on your stone of choice. And that is going to be the Yin Yang Oracle deck by Stellara. So this deck actually, unlike some divination decks, has many cards. You can see the thickness here of the deck. It looks like an actual tarot deck. It has so many cards. I don't remember how many cards is in there, but there's a lot. And I also was guided to pull one tarot card from the Tarot of Dreams by Ciro Marchetti. That's going to kind of be the overview or kind of tie the message together of what we get from that Yin Yang Oracle deck for the weekly message. So also a reminder that this brings us into the month of September. So a new month and a new energy, numerologically and astrologically speaking. So if you would like to hear the overview of the month of September, along with the energy vibration of the number involved with September, the astrological transits of significance, a special message for the month, for the collective, from our angels and guides, as well as a special message card depending on your stone of choice for that. So be sure to go to my YouTube channel and look for that September Empowered Moments video. So let's start this weekly Empowered Moments video with a special intention, with an empowered moment. So with everything going on this week astrologically, and there's quite a bit, I kind of zoned in on the fact that we have Mercury, the planet of mind, thoughts, perceptions, and communication, in the partnership sign of Libra. And that's going to be opposing this week Jupiter, the planet that rules the higher mind and higher perceptions and higher wisdom and knowledge. And Jupiter is about expansion, looking at the big picture. And Jupiter right now is retrograde in the sign of Aries. So I think this is going to bring up communications with other people and trying to sort things out or come to a sense of equality and compromise, as well as looking at our belief systems via those communications, or just looking at our belief systems within ourselves regarding how we feel or think about relationships in our lives. And the reason why I zoned in on this for the Empowered Moments part of the video is because of a Mercury retrograde that we're going to be moving into very soon here. Not this week, but next week. We'll be moving into Mercury retrograde, and it's already in its shadow, by the way. So if you have some of those Mercury retrograde moments with technology or communications or travel or things of that nature, it's because Mercury's already in its shadow. It actually went into its shadow at 24 degrees of Virgo. And the other reason why I chose Mercury opposing Jupiter, I know this is a long segue into this, but this again is going to happen 3 times, this Mercury in Libra opposing Jupiter in Aries, because of the Mercury retrograde cycle that's coming up. It's also going to occur on September 18th, and then once Mercury goes back to direct motion, it will occur again, opposing Jupiter again, on October 12th. So whatever this is all about, this communication with others and trying to attain peace and balance and harmony and equality with others, it's important because of that Mercury retrograde and its connection to Jupiter 3 times. So let's kind of close our eyes here, quiet our minds, clear our minds of all thoughts, and just focus on this present moment, the here and now. Starting out by visualizing, sensing, seeing, or feeling that you're surrounded in golden white light of God, source energy, universe, great spirit, all that is. Breathe that in deeply into every cell of your body. Breathing in that peace and balance, the protection and the healing. And as you exhale, letting go of all that your body, mind, and soul no longer needs. And let's focus on the idea, the picture, the thought, the intention of our connections with other people in our lives. Our significant others, our children, our parents, other family members, friends, even business and career relationships. And what our current beliefs are surrounding these relationships. And the idea of compromise and equality and fairness and balance. And let's focus on the most positive intention of sorting these energies out with the other people in our lives and sorting them out within our own psyche, within our own energy field, our own mind. Coming into a place of peace and balance and harmony within ourselves, and the ability to project that peace and balance and harmony out to other people that we're involved with, that we communicate with, that we interact with in our lives, so that we attain the best results. Let's do one deep healing breath here. Exhale. Sending out that intention. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to this time and this place and get ready to look at the stones of choice for this week's video. So the first stone of choice is banded blue agate. Isn't that just a stunning piece of banded blue agate? I'm gonna make all of these potentially into special intention pendants, but right now we got just this nice flat agate slice, banded blue agate, and this one enhances mental functioning. It improves our concentration, it improves our perception, our analytical and logical abilities, and it also brings a sense of soothing and calming energies to our body, mind, and soul, especially our mind, soothing and calming any frustrations or anxieties from our being. Your second stone of choice is petrified wood, but isn't that, again, that's a stunning piece. And it feels like an actual stone. So petrified wood, this one can free a person from the feeling of being stuck or frozen. I'm kind of keen on this one because of that. So again, can free a person from the feeling of being stuck or frozen in time. It offers a foundation from which to launch new goals or understand a different path. And then the last stone of choice is Girasol opal, also called milky quartz. And the Girasol opal is gentle but powerful energy, and it enhances clarity, it mirrors feelings, it intensifies our ability with visualization, imagination, lucid dreaming, creativity, communication with others, and channeling. Okay, so again, your stones of choice to choose from: the banded blue agate, the petrified wood, and the Girasol opal or milky quartz. Okay, so let's talk about the astrology of the week. On Tuesday, August 30th, we've got the Sun in Virgo in conjunct Jupiter in Aries, and Jupiter in Aries is retrograde. And this is a theme that I realized as I was writing out the transits, that almost everything happening this week is with one planet that's connecting to another planet that's retrograde. So when planets are retrograde, it internalizes the energy. It means we're supposed to turn within to understand or utilize the energy of that particular planet. And here Jupiter rules our belief systems. It rules the higher mind, higher wisdom, higher knowledge, expansion into the big picture, or expanding into a larger vision or a larger or different perspective on things. Now the Sun right now is in Virgo. It's shining its light through Virgo energy, which is analytical, logical, discerning, observing, discriminatory, perfectionistic. It's all of these Virgo mental mind things, right? That have to do with the workings of our mental processes. So with an inconjunct, this means that there's some adjustment that has to be made between these two planets in order for them to function at its best. So with the Sun in Virgo wanting to pay attention to details and pick things apart and understand things on a logical level, but Jupiter wants to expand into the big picture, and he's not interested in details. He's only interested in the big vision, the overall vision, right? So we have to make some sort of adjustment to allow these two to work together with this inconjunct here. So I mean, the best thing to do here is to allow yourself to be able to do both, to expand into that big picture, look at things from a different perspective. Don't think that everything that you see or know or understand is the way that it really is, which is a Virgo thing, right? They see certain facts or information, and that's the way it is. But sometimes what you see is not always what you get. And I feel like that's where this connection with Sun in Virgo and Jupiter in Aries comes in, where we have to allow ourselves to think outside the box or expand our perception outside the box, expand into the cosmos and look at it from a cosmic viewpoint. Now on Wednesday the 31st, we have another inconjunct. This time it's between Venus, the planet of love, relationships, money, finances, values, and our sense of self-worth, in confident, courageous Leo, the lion. She's going to be in conjunct Neptune, the planet that rules the spiritual realm, illusion, fantasy, delusion, confusion, magic, miracles. You know, there's a good positive side and a shadow side here to Neptune. Neptune's in its home sign of Pisces, and it's also retrograde. So again, we're internalizing those Neptunian energies, and we're trying to make sense out of things that are confusing, especially regarding our own selves, right? We might feel a little lost or confused or not seeing things clearly, or not communicating clearly, or hearing or seeing what's out there around us situationally clearly with Neptune retrograde. Conversely, actually, a lot of astrologers believe that when Neptune retrogrades, things become immensely clear, which I can see and actually feel and experience that too, where Neptune in its direct and forward motion is that planet of illusion and fantasy and things not being clear or tangible. But when it starts to retrograde, as it is now, they say things become immensely clear. There's no more confusion or illusion. We're seeing the reality of things. So kind of think about those two different, ways of looking at Neptune. But here again, confident Venus, beautiful Venus and her confident, courageous, expressive Leo now has to make some sort of adjustments regarding this Neptune energy, right? So she may not see herself clearly or value herself clearly. Or conversely, maybe she's seeing reality very clearly now. Again, how is it affecting you? How is that Neptune retrograde playing out in your life? with money and finances, with love and relationships? Are you seeing things with like a clear view and a clear vision? Or are we wearing some rose-colored glasses here, or not wanting to see the reality of something? So again, there's some sort of adjustments that we have to make. On Thursday, the 1st of September, this is one of the only, maybe the only real positive or completely positive aspect. This is Mars, the warrior, planet of energy, action, and forward movement, and mental Gemini, with all thoughts and ideas and perceptions coming in a positive sextile to Jupiter in Aries. And again, Jupiter in Aries is retrograde. Now, Mars in Gemini, lots of information, lots of messages, lots of communication, lots of new thoughts and ideas coming in. And the sextile to Jupiter gives us an opportunity. The sextile is about opportunities being present. And Jupiter is the planet of abundance and blessings and prosperity. So it would be very wise to pay attention to what's going on in your life on or around the 1st of September, maybe a day before, maybe a day after, as far as what new ideas are coming in, what communications or networking is happening. Pay attention, because this can be a way to expand yourself so that other people recognize and appreciate who you are and what you have to offer out into the world. Now, also on Thursday and into Friday, depending on what part of the planet you live in, what time zone you're in, we go back to Venus in Leo, and now she's in an inconjunct to Pluto in Capricorn, and Pluto in Capricorn is retrograde. Pluto's about death and rebirth, transformation and regeneration, big changes. It's about power and control, disempowerment, empowerment. And so here again, lovely Venus in confident Leo has to make some adjustments in order to feel truly empowered. Or she needs to take back her power in some way, shape, or form, maybe in a situation, maybe in a relationship matter. She needs to transform herself. She needs to go through, again, this death and rebirth process, the shedding of old energies that are no longer in her highest and best interest, to rebirth herself or renew herself in a new way. On Friday, the 2nd of September, this is where we have Mercury, the planet of the mind, ruler of the mental realm, in Libra. This is what we focused our special intention on here, or our empowered moment. And Mercury in Libra, the partnership relationship sign, is opposing Jupiter in Aries, which is retrograde. So again, things can get blown out of proportion, or we can see the bigger picture. Now, those are two very different things, right? In our communications, if there's disempowerment or inequality going on, or a lack of fairness or justice going on, and this is communications in any kind of relationship, then we may exaggerate things and blow things out of proportion, and it might go into some sort of Jupiter drama sort of energy. But also, that opposition can bring us into a place of, again, higher perspectives, seeing something from a different vantage point, seeing, again, the bigger picture on a spiritual level of what it is that we're talking about here, what it is that we're communicating, what we're trying to work out here to bring things into peace and harmony and balance. Again, besides the 2nd of September, that opposition between Mercury and Jupiter happens again on September 18th and then on October 12th. And then we end this week on Sunday, the 4th of September, with Venus moving out of Leo and moving into Virgo. So this is interesting because the sun is in Virgo, right? It's been in Virgo since about the 21st of August. And last week, yes, it was last week, we had Mercury, the planet of the mind, moving out of Virgo and into Libra. The end of this week, Sunday the 4th of September, we've got Venus moving out of Leo and into Virgo. So we still have some, the Virgo emphasis. It's Virgo season right now with the sun in Virgo. And Venus is going to join the sun until September 29th. She's going to be in Virgo. So she's going to become much more discerning about matters of money and finance. She's going to become much more discerning and perfectionistic oriented or observing regarding relationships and partnerships. Now, as far as her sense of self-worth or self-value, which Venus also rules, she might become a little bit self-critical or start to judge herself or be very kind of nitpicky regarding herself, beating up on herself. She could also project that out and be a little bit critical as far as relationships and partnerships are concerned as well. But look at this as a chance to use higher discernment regarding what it is that you're seeing, what it is that you're feeling, what it is that you desire to happen within these partnerships, relationships, and within money and financial situations. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides here from the Yin Yang Oracle. So the first card came out as rejection and loss, and the bottom says fragmented. Well, Virgo is a sign that likes to take things apart, right? It likes to analyze the details and take things apart to understand them before kind of putting them back together and creating a whole. Virgo takes pieces of whatever, a situation, a circumstance, takes the pieces and it tries to create a sense of wholeness. That's what I feel like Virgo is often about. Virgo is a sign about health, but it's usually about mental health. So not surprising since the sun is in Virgo and at the end of the week, Venus moves into Virgo. Actually, when we go into a Mercury retrograde, Mercury is going to retrograde from Libra all the way back into some late degrees of Virgo as well. So that's going to be coming up soon. This leads to a sense of, again, this fragmentation or this feeling of loss or anxiety or fear or doubts, not good enough, feeling, kind of separated from the whole, feeling separated from yourself, feeling separated from your angels and guides or your higher self, feeling fragmented here. And, you can see the picture of this woman. She's sitting out in nature, which is a great thing to do, actually. Virgo and nature. Nature is very calming to the Virgo. It's very grounding and helps the Virgo to focus and to feel, again, more whole, more stable. So going out into nature would be a great thing. Let's look at the second card, though, and see what comes up. Okay, so the second card says comfort zone, south node, and clinging. So this is interesting because last week we had a new moon in Virgo, which means next week we're going to have a full moon in Pisces. Now, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, and when we're approaching that, now we can approach that time period with the sun in Pisces, which is earlier on in the year, late February, early March, but now we're going to have a full moon in Pisces, which brings up emotions and feelings and things on a subconscious level. This means the moon is in Pisces and the sun is going to be in Virgo. Remember, I said the sun rules health or mental health. The moon rules our emotional health. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So we're kind of doing this big clearing, purging, releasing as we're moving into next week's full moon in Pisces, as we get closer to that. What are we clinging to that no longer serves our best and highest interest? Are we clinging to the past? Oh, I guess that's at the bottom. Are we clinging to the past? Are we staying in our comfort zone instead of making certain changes that our soul is calling us to do? Are we getting messages about how to move forward, but we're resisting that because where we're at now, even though it might not be optimal, it's comfortable? So again, we're in our comfort zone. The South Node in astrology is about the past. It can be about past life gifts, talents, abilities, past life karma. And so in this context here, we've got the South Node being about our clinging to the past and staying in our comfort zone when really we're going through this big clearing and releasing of all these energies or situations or circumstances in our life, and some of these emotions and thoughts and perceptions and belief systems that need to be cleared out. Now the last card is actually a very positive and empowering card. It actually says empowerment at the bottom. So we've got the sun, strength, and empowerment. The sun is in Virgo, right? Again, Virgo is not just the sign of the virgin or perfection, but also the sign of the maiden, youth, innocence, right? And here we have the sun. Let's reach for our light. Reach for your higher soul self. Reach for the light within yourself. Bring that down and embody the light of who you are. Find your inner strength. Find your inner confidence. Find your inner power and empower yourself. That's part of what all of this clearing is about, so that we can step into or own, embody our power, so that we can shine our light in the best way possible, whatever that means, out in the world, in our career, within our relationships, for ourselves, right? So this, as the last card, is a very positive kind of culmination of those energies. Just release, let go, purge, transmute, allow yourself to move forward. Own that strength and confidence. Know that the universe is going to guide you, take care of you. It's going to assist with your needs and what's appropriate for you as you move forward. Now, I decided to choose that card from the Tarot of Dreams to kind of give us an overview of those three cards, or additional information as to what we needed to pay attention to. And when I picked up the deck and started to shuffle it, in my mind I wanted a major arcana, but I thought, I don't want to just pull out all the major arcana and so I'll just shuffle and I'll see what comes out. And as soon as I picked it up and started shuffling, a card just immediately fell out, and it was a major arcana. It was the Lovers card. So again, the Lovers isn't just about our intimate, romantic, soulmate relationships or twin flame relationships. It's about all relationships in our lives. It's about friendships and family and even business and career associations. And yes, our lovers and marriage partners and significant others. Now, the Lovers card in the traditional tarot is also about choice. It's about choices. And here we have Gemini up here in the corner of this card. And Gemini is about duality. Gemini is vacillating between two or more thoughts, ideas, choices, decisions. So this may be that we have some decisions to make regarding relationship. Or Gemini is also about communication. We need to communicate. We need to be open and honest and forthright with those other people in our lives in communication. Okay, we need to ask questions. Gemini is very curious. Maybe we need to ask some questions, right, within our relationships. Or this could be, again, even in a career sense, since it's about choices as well and decisions as well. So do we need to ask a potential new boss some questions and receive some information, receive some guidance here so that we can make, the best decisions possible for ourselves? We've got 6 candles here. We've got 4 down here, 1 up here, 1 up here. So this is Major Arcana number 6. And the number 6 is about balancing the inner world and our emotions with the outer world and what we're doing out here, out in situations or in a career sense or, with other people. So we're needing to kind of balance this. And the number 6 is very tied in with the emotions and the feelings. So again, maybe we need to be open and honest and vulnerable with other people that we communicate with. Maybe we need to be open and honest with ourselves. We have, the 2 lovers here, and as much as we can see of them, they don't have any clothes on, so they're exposing themselves, right? They're exposing their vulnerabilities. They're exposing their truths. They're sharing intimate details with one another. They're being open and honest, even if it's difficult, even if it's a difficult conversation or difficult with whatever it is that we're sharing. okay? And again, don't forget that in the traditional tarot, the Lover's card is often about duality, choices, decisions, this path versus that path. And again, Gemini is sort of like that too, right? Pros and cons, black and white. Gemini sometimes has a hard time with shades of gray. It's like black or white with Gemini. Doesn't have to be that way though necessarily, but maybe you need to write out a list of pros and cons, or really, you know, go through at least in your mind of the two different sides of the situation or circumstance that you're in, okay? And then try to come to some sort of decision-making process here, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at your special message depending on your stone of choice. So that first stone of choice was the banded blue agate. Banded blue agate, people. Special message for this week for banded blue agate people. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes. That works best for me. Open them and see if anything. Yep, this one stands out. Great. Okay, attraction, Mars, and hot. Okay. So you feel passionate about something, or you need to connect to your passion about something. Now, hot might mean that you're feeling frustrated or angry about something, and you're kind of spewing that out there to the world. But this could also be that your creativity is on fire and your passion is feeling fueled, and that Mars energy, and you want to move forward. And especially because Mars is in Gemini, maybe you want to move forward with this new idea that you have, you know, this fire. Fire stands for creative energy, inspiration, creativity, creative self-expression, passion. So Mars is fueling that, and maybe you feel like you're on fire in a good way right now. Like, I'm on fire, I can do this, I have confidence, I have courage. You know, Mars is the warrior. It's full of confidence and courage, and it wants to move forward, and it wants to move forward fast. So that could be what's happening here. This person is blowing the fire out, right? So you have this creative energy stirring within you, or this passion, or these ideas, or a thought about where you want to go next, or what you want to do, and you just need to, like, whew, I need to do it. I need to speak it. I need to live it. I need to do it. I need to give that fire, passion, a way to move, right? Otherwise, it's going to stay in the body and be stagnant, and that's not going to be good, right? So express yourself, right? Express yourself to others, express your ideas to people that you're collaborating with, express yourself out into the world, and just like let that fire and passion out. We're going to put that back in the deck. And the next stone of choice is the petrified wood. Okay, special message for petrified wood. Petrified wood. Okay, the one on the bottom calls me. This one says messages in your dreams. Messages and dreams. Pay attention to your nighttime and daytime dreams. Pay attention to daydreams. Take some time to daydream. Take some time to contemplate, meditate. Listen to the messages from your higher self. Listen to the messages from spirit, your angels and guides, the universe. I'm trying to see what that imagery, oh, okay, that's birds. I was like, what is that? Those are birds, and birds are, you know, a symbol of air, communication, thoughts, inspiration, perception, ideas. So if you're one of those people that say, oh, I never dream, or I don't remember my dreams, when you wake up in the morning, try just not jumping out of bed or immediately starting to think about your day, or, oh my gosh, I have to get out of bed, but just try to just lay there for a moment, because you probably just came out of some sort of a dream. If that doesn't work, that's okay. If it does, write down and jot down what you're dreaming about, right? Because it could hold some valuable information. But if you don't feel like you dream or remember your dreams at night, everybody dreams at night, by the way, but if you feel like you're not remembering them, take some time during the day for a 5-minute, a 10-minute, meditation, self-reflection, or just kind of letting your mind kind of quiet and see what kind of pops into your mind. Maybe inspirational ideas will come in, or an epiphany or an aha moment. You could even try writing, automatic writing, or just start writing. I don't know why I'm writing. Colleen told me to write, and then, see what comes out. Do you have any questions? Write down that question. I want to know what the next step in my life is. And then just start writing. I don't know what the next step is. But if you keep writing, messages are going to come out. Something's going to happen here, and Spirit is going to talk to you through the writing, through the dreams, through the meditation, and give you some guidance that you're seeking. I also feel like some of you need some extra rest, by the way. So this can be a time where we've been having some sleeplessness with the Virgo mental activity and the Mars and Gemini mental activity. I think we just had Uranus turning retrograde, which probably amped up the ability of not being able to sleep very well. So get some extra rest if you can, even if it's just laying down and closing your eyes for half an hour. All right, those of you that chose the Girasol Opal, special message for Girasol Opal people. Girasol Opal people, this one's calling my attention. This one says facade and beliefs. And we do have Jupiter quite active this week, right? The Sun is in conjunct Jupiter. Mercury is opposing Jupiter. Mars is sextiling Jupiter. And Jupiter is the planet of our belief systems and our philosophies. And again, expanding into that bigger perception or bigger picture. Now, this is kind of indicating that we're not seeing something clearly. We either don't want to see something clearly, or we just can't for some reason see something clearly. We're seeing an illusion. We're seeing a facade. We're seeing deception. We're seeing something that isn't real. This person actually is kind of faceless, right? So, their sight, let's say their metaphoric sight, their psychic sight, doesn't appear to be working. Now that's an illusion in and of itself, because your psychic sight does work, but maybe there's so much going on in life, so many little details happening, so much that your mind is thinking about, and you're feeling anxious and not getting enough rest, or whatever it might be. Well, of course your psychic perceptions are going to be a little bit on hold there. You're not working totally well. And this is about what beliefs, what are you seeing? What are you believing to be true for yourself, about yourself, in your life, in your relationships? Whatever the belief systems are, there's something that needs to be adjusted. Your beliefs are skewed in some way. Maybe it's because time and time again something happened over and over and over again, and now you believe it wholeheartedly. Well, it doesn't have to be that way anymore. We have to shift our beliefs. We have to shift our perspective. We have to calm our mind and allow ourselves to tap back into our intuitive self, our intuitive guide, to see things more clearly, to understand things more clearly. So again, ground yourself, be out in nature, do some breathing, deep breathing, do some meditation, connect with a pet, connect with friends or a loved one that support you. Anything that you can do to ground and center and regain a sense of clarity, because you want to get to this. You want to get to your strength and confidence and empowerment. You want to reach for the highest light that you are, but you want to bring it back down and embody it into yourself. Right now, you're kind of in the shadows, right? You're in the illusion and the shadows. So do what you can to bring back your psychic sight, to shift your beliefs into something that's more empowering and positive. All right, thank you so much, everyone, for your love and your comments and your support and following my Facebook post, my Instagram post. Thank you so much for all of you that have signed up for readings. and purchased some of those special intention pendants and signed up for my tarot class that starts on September 10th. So if that's something you're interested in, take a look at my website. It describes the beginning tarot course, and then there's a level 2 that follows right after. And I would love to be able to connect with you and teach that tarot for self-discovery. So see you again next week, and see you for the month of September, everyone. Love and light and blessings to you. Namaste.